Ironwood I skugga trjánna. Only giants know. Beneath the stars of endless night I learned the names of fire and light. Yggdrasil stretched above my head, its branches spoke of fate ahead. But I was young and I was free, a daughter of eternity. I was born in Ironwood, Jötunheim, wild and good, where wolves would howl and mountains stand. The old gods feared our frozen land. Jötunheim blow within my veins, echoing through winds and rains. Before the prophecies were known, Ironwood was all my own. The elders carved in rune and stone stories older than the throne of Ragnarök and distant flame. Yet none had spoken yet my name. I chased the dawn through fields of white, laughed beneath the northern light, unaware the years would bring the fall of gods and rise of kings. Oh, der Winder, ancient wind, carry my voice through root and sky. I was born in Ironwood, Jötunheim, wild and good, where giants streamed beneath the snow and fate had not yet learned to grow. Jötunheim blow within my veins, echoing through winds and rains. Before the world would sing my name, I was a child of frost and flame. Ironwood, there my story began. Runar I steini, words in stone, silent for ages. Deep in the halls beneath the snow, where ancient fires barely glowed, I walked among forgotten walls and heard the voice of destiny call. The runes were carved by hands long gone. Before the rise of moon and sun, their shadows danced upon the flame and whispered softly of my name. I traced the lines with trembling I saw a boy with searching eyes beneath the ever-turning skies. His path entwined with root and flame, though still unknown was yet his name. The elders bowed their heads in fear, for futures drawing ever near. Yet something in my spirit knew these visions carried more than doom. The stones could see far beyond the eyes of me, past the mountains, past the sea, into what the world would be. The stones could see Ragnarök upon the breeze, a child yet born, a serpent's cry, and fire descending from the sky. Woven beneath Yggdrasil shade, Norse speak. What is written cannot fate would bring. Silent storm, ancient bone, ancient bone. The future sleeps beneath the room. The halls grew quiet, one by one. The voices faded. Lit the night and fewer songs reached morning light. The roads we walked grew cold and bare, empty echoes filled the air. The giant kings, the giant seers became only names remembered here. I watched the winter claim the land like drifting snow across my hand. Not in battle, not in flame, but slowly all the same. We were fading like footprints in the snow, like old runes weathered by the cold, like rivers losing where they flow. We were fading, the last songs on the wind, yet now standing in the storm, knowing spring would never come again. The children asked where elders went, why ancient thrones stood broken, bent, why every year another voice was carried beyond our mortal choice. No answer came from sky or sea, only silence answered me, and in that silence I began to carry all that still remained. The stories, names, and sacred lore, the things worth fighting for. If giants vanished from the earth, then memory would hold our worth. We were fading like footprints in the snow, like old runes weathered by the cold, like rivers losing where they flow. We were fading, the last songs on the wind. never come again.
Jötunheim, do you remember us? The halls, the fires, the laughter, the names. Will anyone remember our names?
We were fading, yet not completely gone, for every story left untold would someday travel on. We were fading, but I made this vow within: if our people reached their end, their memory would never die with them. The snow kept falling, and I became its witness. The lake lay still beneath the sky, yet ages moved beneath its tide. A shadow longer than the world around Midgard's shores was curled. The elders spoke in careful tones of ancient paths and future roads, of one who came from yet to be, and carried secrets none could see. I heard his voice across the waves, older than forgotten graves, a language worn by time itself, guarded deep in Yggdrasil. The world serpent knows my son, though he has not yet drawn a breath. He knows the path he will become. He knows the shape of fate and death. Jörmungandr, coiled and wise, keeper of tomorrow's skies, tell me why you speak his name before he walks beneath the rain. I stood upon the frozen shore and felt the turning of the world, past and future intertwined like roots beneath the frost entwined. A boy unseen, a name unknown, yet somehow not entirely gone. His shadow moved through prophecy long before he came to me. The serpent washed with ancient eyes, beyond the stars, beyond the skies, as if he knew what I could not, and remembered what the world forgot. The He came from lands beyond my sight, beyond the seas, beyond the ice. A stranger walking through the snow, carrying wounds I could not know. The forest watched him pass below, silent as the falling snow. His eyes held storms long left behind, and ghosts that never left his mind. The gods spoke proudly of their wars, the scouts sang loud of kings before. Yet none had told me of a man who carried sorrow in his hands. The stranger from another world, a flame beneath the coat of frost. A warrior feared by gods and kings, yet somehow more wounded than lost. I saw no throne beneath his feet, no crown upon his weary head, only a road of broken stones and countless things left unsaid. The mountains knew he did not belong, yet still he walked, still he stayed strong, like iron buried deep in snow, refusing every wind that blows. Others saw a monster's face, a curse no realm could ever place, but in the silence of his eyes I saw a man who wished to hide. And though the prophecies were clear, though fate itself was drawing near, the stones could not explain to me why destiny had chosen he. The stranger from another world, a flame beneath the coat of frost. A warrior feared by gods and kings, yet somehow more wounded than lost. I saw no throne beneath his feet, no crown upon his weary head, only a road of broken stones and countless things left unsaid. Entwined, the more I came to truly know. The gods would call him many things, and songs would tell of wars he'd won. But when I looked beyond the scars, I simply saw a lonely one. The snow kept falling, and he kept walking toward me. No kings, no battles, no prophecies, only firelight. We built our home where pine trees grow, far from the roads the gods would know. A simple roof against the snow, a place where weary hearts could slow. No throne of gold, no giant hall, just timber walls and winter calls. Yet in that quiet shadows seem to drift away. The axe lay resting by the door. No need for war forevermore. The wind still carried ancient signs, but peace had finally become mine. Hearthfire burning through the longest night. Hearthfire golden in the winter white. For one brief season of my life, I was not prophecy or strife. I was laughter in the glow, watching northern embers flow. Hearthfire and a place to call our own. He spoke but little as before, yet silence meant a different thing. Not walls to hide a wounded soul, but comfort shared between two beings. The snow would gather at our gate, the wolves would sing beyond the lake, and every morning seemed to say the world could wait another day. No giant seer, no distant god could understand what we had found. For sometimes fate is not a crown, but simply laying burdens down. Hearthfire burning through the longest night. Hearthfire golden in the winter white. For one brief season of my life, I was not prophecy or strife. I was laughter in the glow, watching northern embers flow. Hearthfire and a place to call our own. Elder, warm against the snow, frither, peace within these walls for the first time. I wished forever was real. Hearthfire, still I see its gentle light. Though years have vanished into mist, it shines beyond the darkest night. And when the songs remember me, let them remember this alone. Among the woods of Midgard snow, I finally found a home. The fire burned low, but its warmth remains. Atreus, come home before the snow begins. You ran through forest dressed in green, chasing every sight unseen. A bow too large upon your back, following every hidden track. You filled the woods with endless sound, questions tumbling all around. The ravens watched from branch and pine as laughter echoed through the wild. The world spoke often of your fate, of past that waited at the gate. But all I saw when you looked at me was the boy you were allowed to be. My little Loki, though you did not know your name, the stars already whispered it, the giants carved it into stone. My little Loki, yet none of that matters. answer only brought you more. Another 100 questions stored, as if the whole wide world existed just to be explored. And every day I thank the snow for slowing time enough to know that childhood vanishes like mist, and every moment should be missed. My little Loki, though you did not know your name, the stars already whispered it, the giants carved it into stone. My little Loki, yet none of that mattered then. You were simply my son, running through the Midgard wind. If only I could keep these days safe beneath the northern sky forever. My little Loki, one day the realms would call your name. The serpents, gods, and ancient kings would all become a part of you. My little Loki, but before the world arrived, you were laughter by the fire and wonder in a child's eyes. Run while you can, the future walks slowly, but it always arrives. One knock, then another. The forest remembered. I walked alone where the old pine stood, beyond the edge of the sleeping wood, Leviathan resting against my hand, tracing a path through frost and land. Each tree I marked beneath the snow became a road they did not know, a trail of signs, a silent guide for those I'd leave behind. The wind asked why I worked alone, why I carved stories into stone, but some truths cannot yet be told until the winter turns cold. The axe and the tree, my secret written in the bark. The axe and the tree, a trail of light within the dark. I could not walk where they would go, yet still I shaped the road they know. The axe and the tree, a mother's hand beyond tomorrow. He gathered wood and watched the sky, never asking the reason why. The boy still chased the drifting snow, unaware of what I already know. And every evening by the flame I almost spoke the future's name, yet held the words behind my tongue to keep their hearts still young. For love is not a shield of steel, nor every truth we choose reveals. Sometimes love must quietly stand and trust what fate demands. The axe and the tree, my secret written in the bark. The axe and the tree, a trail of light within the dark. I could not walk where they would go, yet still I shaped the road they know. The axe and the tree, a mother's hand beyond tomorrow. and the trees. The winter comes for all we know. The axe and the trees will guide them where they need to go. When forests whisper in the night, when distant mountains fade from sight, the marks I leave will still remain long after I am gone. One final mark, and the path is ready. Do not weep, listen. The wind still carries my voice. The snow fell softly on the roof, the same as every year before. The forest stood in silent watch beyond our cabin door. I felt the winter drawing near, not as an enemy to fear, but as a river calling me toward another sea. I looked upon the life we'd made, the firelight dancing in the shade, and though my heart was filled with grief, it overflowed with peace. Ashes upon the wind carry me over hill and pine. Ashes upon the wind, yet part of me will still remain. In every path your footsteps find, in every mountain left behind. Ashes upon the wind, but never truly gone. I saw him standing strong and still, a burden heavier than steel. A man who crossed the ends of worlds, yet could not speak the way he felt. I saw my son beside the flame, still unaware of what would change. 1,000 futures in his eyes, like stars before the night. And if I could have asked the sky for one more season passing by, I might have stayed another year to hold them close and near. Ashes upon the wind carry me over hill and pine. Ashes upon the wind, yet part of me will still remain. In every path your footsteps find, in every mountain left behind. Ashes upon the wind, but never truly gone. Farewell, not goodbye, only farewell. For every ending becomes a road, and every road leads onward. Ashes upon the wind carry me beyond the snow. Ashes upon the wind toward places only spirits know. Yet when you hear the forest sing or feel the northern breezes rise, know that I am traveling there between the earth and skies. Scatter me high where the giants dreamed, and I will follow you home. thought the path was yours alone, but I was there every step. You leave our silent home through woods where winter winds had blown. The trees and marks stood one by one, leading father and son. You carried grief upon your back, following an unseen track, believing chance had led the way, though I had prepared the day. The mountains knew, the rivers knew, even the snow remembered too. The promise hidden in the bark, the road concealed within the dark. Follow the marks through frost and fire, follow the marks beyond desire. When hope grows faint and skies grow gray, the signs will show the hidden way. Follow the marks and trust the road ahead. Serpent's ancient eyes, I watched the realms begin to turn as old prophecies returned. You met the witch beneath the trees, you heard the whispers on the breeze, and every step that brought you near became exactly why I was here. Though death had closed my mortal eyes, I still could see the changing skies. The threads of fate begin to bend toward the future's distant end. Follow the marks through frost and fire, follow the marks beyond desire. When hope grows faint and skies grow gray, the signs will show the hidden way. Follow the marks and trust the road ahead. Every guide carries a voice. Not every hand can still be seen, yet love remains long after the body is gone. Follow the marks across the realms, follow the marks where destiny dwells. Though storms may rise and mountains fall, though gods themselves may heed the call. Follow the marks, for they will lead you home. One tree, then another, and another, until the journey ends. At last, you see what I could never tell you. choices made were waiting there upon the wall. Not chains to bind, not laws to keep, but memories the giants wish to leave. A map of hope through darkest night, a torch beyond the fading light. My name was hidden there between the runes in winter air, not carved for glory, not for praise, but to guide you through the coming days. My name was hidden there within the stories we would share, and only now at journey's end do you finally see me again. You saw the stranger from afar, the man who crossed a world of scars. You saw the child beneath the sky who carried giants in his eyes. You saw the road I could not tread, the words I never left unsaid, and every mark I placed before become the path you traveled on. The future never stood alone, it grew from every seed we'd sown. And though the Norns may weave the thread, we choose the way our hearts are led. My name was hidden there between the runes in winter air, not carved for glory, not for praise, but to guide you through the coming days. My name was hidden there within the stories we would share, and only now at journey's end do you finally see me again. Laufey the Just, the daughter of giants, a wife, a mother, a name carried by the wind, yet never truly gone. My name was hidden there, but not hidden anymore. For every choice that brought you here has opened every door. My name was hidden there, and now the truth stands clear. The journey was never mine alone, it always belonged to all of us. The murals remain, and so do I. The long winter has ended, the road is complete. Now listen, one final time. Watch the rivers change, watch the mountains wear away, watch the old world fade to mist, and a new one rise in its place. The halls of giants sleep beneath the snow, the names of gods drift with the wind, yet through every ending I have seen life begin again. Nothing lasts forever. to finish dreaming, and now the future belongs to you. Beyond Ragnarök, beyond the ashes and the storm, beyond Ragnarök, a gentler world is being born. Though I must follow distant skies, though ages pass and seasons die, remember this: love survives beyond Ragnarök, beyond